Know what we're in and tell the truth about it. Two things you're going to have to give up if you want to really prosper, have a happy and successful life. Excuses and blame. So I'm going to give you a remedy. This remedy will work 100% of the time if you'll do it. Forgive anybody and everybody who ever did anything to you that was harmful to you, with no need for justification or kind response for the forgiveness. And here's why. You can't give that gift away until you forgive yourself for all of your mistakes and say, my slate is clean, I've got today is my life, what do I plan to do with it from this moment forward? That's the deal of life. We all have had mess-ups. And then we're going to make a decision and a choice. We're going to turn left or we're going to turn right. And in that one choice can be a new destiny. Remember what Dr. James said. A human being can alter the circumstances of their lives by altering their attitudes of mind. So the law of cause and effect don't care if I understand it. It doesn't care if you understand it, and it doesn't care if you hear it and don't follow it. It runs the game, and wisdom, to me, the highest form of wisdom is understanding how that works. In my thought, I'm creating emotion. The emotions, I create behavior. Those three become my habits. My habits over time build a life that I have called now. It is your mind and your thoughts that are creating your personal, unique reality. That's why when we started, I said, no two people can hear me precisely the same, because you are going to filter me through those things I told you we can filter. So what if we can change the filters? Because that's the only chance we have, isn't it? Well, how do we change a filter when we feel someone else did it to us? We quit blaming and we forgive them. You know, people get married and people don't stay together. People get divorced. I got a question for you. Who ever made up the rule that because someone loves me once, they're going to love me forever? Who made up that rule? So my life and your life is about adjusting to the realities and consequences of what goes on. That is the only freedom you have. Two men sat behind prison bars. One saw mud and the other saw stars. Same condition, totally different interpretation, totally different experience of the same thing. So once you figure that out and you take personal responsibility, we have to understand this next rule that ties right in and is an integral part of cause and effect. I have to give before I can receive. Now here, be, do, then have. I have to give before I can receive. So you're in a business like this. You want to be successful? You better do a lot of giving before you can expect to do any receiving. Because in your hands is the life and dreams of other people that decided to sign up with you. How are you going to be with them? Seeing how many people they bring to the meetings while you bring none? Look at your downline report and see who's working while you stopped? That's a lack of integrity, isn't it? So you have to be, do, then have. Then the law says, I must give before I can receive. Well, what if you're not a person who gives? What if you're going through life with two catcher's mitts on, waiting for all the things you can get for the least amount of effort? Starts with your job. How many people you think walk into the companies they work for in the morning and walk in and go, whoo, I just can't wait to get here to get started to earn my pay? As opposed to, oh man, it's time to get started. 4:30 comes, we should have neck braces on if quit time is 5. Why? 4:30, here's what we do. The clock's on the wall, you go, oh man, clock isn't even moving. Got another half an hour in this place. Comes Friday, what do? We finally have a little uplift in spirit. Do you ever analyze why? We can't wait to get away from this place we can't stand. There's no dream there. There's survival, and you know it. I'm not making it right or wrong. I'm just saying if you want a different life and you have a chance, turn off the TV set and grab a hold of this thing and let it give you a chance to change your life so 2 or 3 years from now, you can have choice. Well, you can't play with this thing and get it. Is that fair enough and truthful enough? You see, this is an opportunity for real people who want to do real things for their families and their friends. It is not an opportunity for a lazy person that's not going to change. It just isn't. And let me tell you something else. There's no opportunity that is like that is worth anything. See, the problem with an opportunity, analyze this. You know what the problem is? All of them, if they're real, are dressed in work clothes. You know, they got overalls on and boots, and they're going to have to go through a lot. So I'm going to help you go through what you're going to go through. But the first thing is, and this is one of the reasons why 95% of the people are good people, but they end their lives with not much money, get into their old age and they're surviving. They don't have the things they dreamt about, okay? And here's the number one reason after you get cause and effect, here it is. They don't know what they want. Does that sound strange to you? They do not sit down and set specific performance goals to get what it is they want out of life. Now think about this. Understanding now that thought is the creative power, thought will garner your power, thought will direct your action, thought will maintain and stimulate your personal motivation, but you don't know what you're after. Can you see you have nullified your power because you don't know what you want? Now, I can prove it to you. 5% of the people basically own 95% of the wealth. Have you ever asked why, honestly? Have you ever studied them? Have you ever noticed they look different? They appear different? Their aura is different? Their gaze is different? Their whole being is saying something different than yours. Now, and conversely, look at people who are struggling, look at people who aren't getting where they want to go, and use the same observation. See what their attitudes are. See what comes out of their mouth. See whether it's positive, negative, uplifting, or draining to be around them. And then you look at their life. What do you see? I'll tell you what you're seeing. You're seeing the consequence of their thoughts, their emotions, and their attitudes. That's what you're seeing. And what are you seeing in a successful person? You're seeing the opposite of what you're seeing in the people who are just struggling, and what you're